Hey, this is Warren. I'm going to do chapter 6, and it's called April, so here we go. So, Warren, should we leave? January said. As me, March, and February looked at the lab on fire. Yeah, I said, let's get out of here. As we left the destroyed lab, I said, Hey, March, how many was there? How many what? She said, Shadow Stealers. Oh, there was about, the ones that I could see, there was about 20 of them. Also, there was about 15 of them on the way in the lab that I saw. Did you see 2 of them leave the outside and come inside the building? I said. No, she said. There was a +2, so altogether we killed 40 of them. Wait, I counted, Warren, and altogether there was 37, not 40. March said. Well, did you count the ones that I killed before you came here? Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, wait, Warren was wrong. He forgot about the 2 who grabbed me and March in the street, February said. Oh, yeah, I said. Man, I must be losing my memory. Maybe it's because you just got out of a building that exploded and you crawled through the vents and you had to be quick about it. You're probably just tired, they all said. Yeah, maybe you're right. Warren, they said as I fell over and passed out, just like when I saw the first Shadow Stealer. Oh no, he's probably passed out from exhaustion, Jeremy said. Well, I guess we have to carry him back. Okay then, they said. Jeremy picked up one of my arms and threw it over her shoulder. February did the same. What should I do? March said. Just don't let his feet drag. Okay, she said. Once they got me to the house, they took me upstairs and put me in the bed and left my room. What if Warren does not wake up in time like with February? Like with February, he didn't wake up until the day before she leaves. Well, we'll just have to hope that Warren wakes up before the 31st. Then don't we? But 7 days passed, and I was still asleep. And when they tried to wake me up, I would not wake up. Hey, March. I thought you did not want to stay here with Warren and me in January, February said. Well, I did. I did at first, but do you remember when you and me got caught by those black Shadow Stealers? Yeah, February said. Well, when Warren was risking his life to save me from those things, I felt loved like never before. That is what me and Jerry felt like when we did not want to go back to Fix, February said. So you ended up falling in love with them? Yeah, I guess I did. But the council said that Warren was holding you here by force. No, it was our choice if we wanted to stay or not. And we thought it would be better to stay here because it is better than hanging out alone. And here we are hanging out with each other, so we're not so lonely and we do not have to sit in a cage where it is winter all the time, or summer, or spring, or even fall. All I see in my life is winter. It got cold. It got cold pretty quickly. But I wanted to see the grass, the plants, and the flowers. I did not want to see the same stuff every day. That's why I stayed here, January said. Same with me, February. So are you sure Warren can protect us? March said. We're sure of it, they said all at the same time. What is with all the yelling? I said as I came downstairs. Warren! January and February ran up to me and said, Hey Warren, you're okay. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I saw March and I said, Well, I can't force you to stay here, so if you want to go back to Fix, I cannot stop. March ran up to me and hugged me. March? She started to cry, and I was like, oh crap. I'm sorry if I hurt you anywhere, I said. No, it's not that. Then what is it? I said. I want to stay here with you, please. I do not want to go back to Fix. Please let me stay here with you in January and February. Please do not make me go back to that place. Go back there, Warren, please. Hey, you didn't have to say all that. All you had to say, I would like to stay here instead, Warren. It would have been fine with that, Marge. Haha, I laughed. She looked up at me and smiled. So how about you spend the last 21 days with me, Warren, Marge said. Hey, do not hog him all to yourself. Hey guys, come on. Do you have a little help here? She said, out with the old and in with the new. Warren, you care about me. You don't care about me anymore, do you? Hey, did not say that. I'm just messing with you. You calm down, Warren. Hey guys, Warren. I want to spend time with Warren too. For the next 21 days, spend the time with the girls. It looks like March is going to join our school. Meanwhile, back at Fixed, April was getting ready to leave and come to Earth, but not alone. This is what happened. Okay, April. This guy I picked this carefully, but I believe that he has captured your sister in March and holding her in a jail cell. I want you to go get her there and get February if you can. I will not let you down, Councilman. You better not, and make sure that is why Councilman number 1 will go along with you, with some shadow stealers that we pursued to go along. Are you sure they will not cause any problems? Well, even if they do, Councilman number 1 has choke chains on them so they will not run off. Man, you're treating them like dogs, April said. Well, this is a science experiment gone wrong. So that is why we're treating them like dogs. Well, I guess that's okay. Hey, April, better get a move on, you guys. Okay, we'll see you in a month, Councilman number 12. Meanwhile, back on Earth. Wow, Warren, this has been the best year on my month ever. We went everywhere. I hope I can get to stay here. The girls were right. It was really fun here, and we got to go to places that I'd never been before. Well, tomorrow's the 1st of April, so I hope you get to stay here, I said. Well, let's get to bed and see if she's here tomorrow. Wait, March said, can I sleep with you since January and February got to? Well, I guess it is only fair. Well, good night, girls. Like that, well, we all fell asleep that night. Next morning, I was scared to open my eyes, just like with February and January. January and February, they were just in different places in the house, just like January was in bed with me, but she was under the blankets, and February was here, but she was in the kitchen, so basically they're somewhere in the house. So I finally opened my eyes, but something was different. She was still in bed with me, and she was lying against me, like her head was on my chest, and her left hand was on my shoulder, and her other hand was across the side of my stomach. I was very surprised to see her in bed with me still though. I tapped her, and she woke up and looked at me and smiled. So she said, as she closed her eyes, so I'm still here. Yeah, I said. Well, thank you, Warren. For what? I said. For loving me, even though I hated you the minute I got here. Yeah, but I cannot just love you. You have to love me back. You know that, right? When did you love me back, March? I said. You know when we were running to the lab to find out the metal and of the swords, and those guys stopped us? Yeah, I said. Well, when I was grabbed by that guy, I thought for a minute I was going to die, but you came and saved me in February, even though you were scared. Just like I said before March, I will not let anything happen to you girls. Thanks, Warren. Now let's go face the new day, she said. Okay, I said, but let's all get dressed and take a shower and stuff like that first. Yeah, we should probably need to do those things first. As everyone was eating their food in the kitchen, the doorbell rang. I wonder if it's April, January said. Yeah, if it is we need to tell her what we're doing and how she can stay here, March said. Yeah, but I hope she's easier to talk to than the last one, February said. Hey, March said. Calm down, girls. If it is her, we'll tell her what we're doing, just like I did with all of you. Okay, they said. When I opened up the door, there was a mailman standing there. Never mind, girls. It's not April, just the mailman. Okay, they said. The mailman said, can you sign for this package? Sure, I said. I signed the piece of paper and gave it back to him. Okay, here's your package. Have a good day. You too, I said. I looked at the package and asked the girls if they ordered anything. They all said no. I thought. Well, do not just stand. Well, just stand there. Open it. Stand back just in case it's a bomb. Why would it be a bomb? February said. Well, because all 14,958 shadow stealers are trying to kill us. You got a good point there. Yeah, so let me open it with my riot shield. Where'd you get a riot shield? Really? Warren has 2 swords that are made out of a metal that is not allowed to mine, and you wonder where where did he get a riot shield from? I grabbed my buck knife and opened up the box carefully, and then the box popped open, and I waited for an explosion, but nothing happened. I put my shield down and looked into the box. There was a videotape inside. Oh, on it said, "From April, help." Oh, crap, I said to myself. What is it, Warren? March said. Crap, 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 I said again. What is it? February said. Damn it, I said. Spit it out, Warren. They took her. They took who, Warren? And who is they? March, March said. And the Shadow Steelers, of course, and they took April. Read the top of the video. What are we going to do? They all said. I don't know. Let's watch the videotape and see if they tell us where she is. Good idea, February. February said. To the living room, I said. The one on the left side. Oh, okay, they said. As we made our way to the living room, all I thought about was April and how I was going to save her no matter what the consequences are. When we got to the living room, March said, "Hurry, Warren, we need to save April." "I know, just give me a minute," I said. I put the videotape in and we waited for it to start. When it started, the first thing I saw was a man in a black suit with the number 1 on the right side of his chest. "Wait, is that Councilman number 1? Then he began to speak, and here's what he said. "Hello, Warren and worthless month girls. I came here to take March and February back to fix, unless you want February me to take January, or do you want March? And I will take January and February. What is it? What is it going to be, Warren? Or do you want April? But I gotta warn you, this one is banged up though." Then he moved, and behind him was April chained up to a wall. That dirtball, I said. "Calm down, Warren." "Well, if you want this one, you're going to have to find her. It's kind of like hide and seek. We hide it and you seek, or is it the other way around? Because when you're going to get April, we will get the other girls, except for one that you put a note on the door, and you may get April, or else you choose. But we'll get back to you." "Well, bye for now, Warren." Well, Warren, what are we going to do?" January said. "I got a plan, but it involves you guys staying at a different place." Where are we going then, Warren?" March said. Your girls are going to stay at Ace's place." "Why?" They said. "Because they do not have any info on him, only us. So if you stay there, they will not know where you are. But if they do not find us, they will hurt innocent people just to get us to come out of hiding, though. That is why I'm going to set traps like when I lock the door. When I lock the door, of course, they're going to break it down. The front door has a rope tied to the handle. When the pressure is put on the doors will slam upstairs and lock them. They will think you're upstairs, but when they try to open up the doors, they're in for a big surprise, because I'll come out of the last room on the left and kill them, and the Councilman number 1 too. But what about April at the old warehouse? They're not even there. I can tell by the background. It was way too dark. It was way too dark for color, and it was actually an image off the internet, and April was probably just passed out, and the chains weren't even real. It was a part of the image they got from the internet. "So where is April then?" February said. "Glad you asked, February, because she will be with them. She will just be held outside. Once I kill them, I will be able to save her from the last of them outside." "So you're going to take them all on by yourself?" "That is the plan." "Okay, just make sure you make it out of there alive," they said. "You know me, I'll get out of there no problem." "Okay, Warren, just be careful." "Got it. Now, let's get to Ace's house." Right before we left, I stuck a letter on the door. What is that, Warren?" "Well, the Councilman did say to choose between you girls, so I picked, and I bet everyone will be happy with the choice I made." "Really?" March said. "Really," I said. When we got to Ace's house, I said, "Hey, Ace, what's up?" "What's up?" "Okay, what do you want?" Ace said. "Okay, here's the deal. Can you let my sister, my childhood friend, and my other childhood friend stay here?" "Why?" Your house is big enough, isn't it?" "Yeah, it is, but I got some important business to take care of, and all of them can you take care of them until I get back in say 6 hours? I'll be back. See you later." "I'll be back." "Warren, but well, I guess you girls can come in," he said. Now that girls, I said I need to get back to the house and see how my plan unfolds. Once I got to my house, I ran inside and locked the door. Then I ran upstairs and hid in my room until they got there. Once they got there, my plan went down just the way I planned it. They broke down the door, and the 3 doors slammed shut. All I needed to know if they take the bait. Once I heard the doors slam, I listened for them to come upstairs, but I did not hear anything. Come on, take the bait, I said quietly. Then I heard them coming up the stairs. Phew, I said. Once I heard them come to the last stair. Where was I? Sorry. Once I got to the last stair, I heard them coming up the stairs. Phew, I said. Once I heard them come to the last stair, I got ready, but for some reason my eyes hurt like hell. It was so bad that all of a sudden my vision turned red and I could see through the walls and stuff. I was shocked what I saw. There's only 5 of those things, and they were going to my door. I quickly grabbed a fire extinguisher that I modified to shoot out gasoline and oil. Right when the door opened, I blinked as hard as I could, and when I opened my eyes, they were back to normal, and I fired the gasoline at the Shadow Studios without thinking. I lit a match and threw it at them, and 3 of them caught on fire. Then when they started to die, I pulled out a real fire extinguisher and extinguished them and shot them with the foam so they would not catch my house on fire. Then the other 2, I did the same. I shot them with gasoline, then I lit a match and watched them burn to ash. Then I cooled them out with a real fire extinguisher. Then 3 more ran up the stairs and I shot them with the gasoline, but I was only able to hit 2 of them, but my modified fire extinguisher was jammed. Crap, I said. I threw the match at the ones that were hit by the gasoline and they caught on fire. And they burned to ash. As I cooled them out with the real fire extinguisher, I pulled out my swords that were on my back and attacked the last one on the staircase with my swords, and I cut off his hands and pushed him off the staircase. And when he hit the bottom of the stairs, he turned to ash. Then I saw a girl at the front of the door with 2 shadow figures holding her. She had black hair and red eyes, and her clothes were kind of ripped up, and she had cuts and looked like she got the crap beat out of her. She was breathing heavy, and she looked like she could not take 1 more minute of this stuff. Hey, let her go, I said. She looked up and saw me and said, Warren, do not follow me, it's a trap. But I did not listen to her. I ran right after her. The second I ran out the door were 2 swords that were coming right at me. I blocked them just in the nick of time with my dual swords. 2 of the Shadow Stealers had these black, dark, evil-looking swords. Once I blocked their swords, I knew that I was going to have to fight to get April back. I saw her right next to the councilman, number 1. Warren, the councilman, said, let's make a deal. If you can beat me and the Shadow Stealers with the swords, I'll let you have April. Deal, he said. You do not have to make a deal with me to make sure I will kill you. Fine, he said. Kill the boy, he said to the Shadow Stealers. They started to attack me. I tried to fight back, but it looked like whenever I attacked, they would know my next move and they would block it. Some swings almost hit me. Then one of them hit the real fire extinguisher on my back, and all the liquid nitrogen was coming out of it like a big fog came out of nowhere. Also cut the strap that was holding it on my back, and the fire extinguisher hit the Shadow Stealers and froze them solid. What? The councilman number 1 said. Yeah, now all I have to do is kill you, I said, while pointing one of my swords at him. But you got to get rid of those Shadow Stealers that are circling you. Then he said, they will not hurt you. Fine, have it your way. I'll just have to, I said as I ran at him, and he did not move it. Then I jumped and was about to hit him. When I hit something rock hard in the air, and when I hit it, it felt like I was building up pressure and let it all out at me, and then I flew like 50 feet back and hit the ground hard. It hurt like hell when I hit the ground. What is that? You did not hit me? Well, I guess it would be pretty hard to hit me since I have a force field around me. But then I pulled out my modified But then I thought maybe I could burn the force field around him. But when I pulled out my modified extinguisher, but it was gone. But it was not really that surprising that it was not there. When I looked around, I saw it was a few feet from the councilman. Well, looks like you're are unarmed, he said. My swords were behind him, and there's no way of going over there. Then I felt a weird feeling over, like I could pass out. Looks like you're just gonna pass out. Looks like you're going to pass out. Like I was right. You're not strong enough. Not this time, I said to myself. I shook my head. My eyes were glowing bright blue. I looked straight at the councilman number 1 and then threw a match at the gasoline tank. I used my weird power to flash over by my swords, and then the tank of gas exploded behind me. Right after the explosion, I used my weird power again to be right in front of him. Then I jabbed my left sword into his heart, and then I pulled out and moved back and kicked him in the back. And once again, I kicked him, and I said, "Now rot in hell." Once he hit the ground, I thought he would turn to ash, but instead he turned into a black goop. My eyes turned back to the color, which is brown. I ran over to where April was, and she said she was alright. She opened her eyes and said, "Yeah, I'm fine now," she said. "Come on, let's go get the other girls and clean up the house." When I picked up the girls and cleaned up the house, April walked up to me and said, "Hey, Warren." "Yeah," I said. "Warren, I know the age of us month girls." "You do?" I said. Yeah, but not all of them. Only January through May. So those through those girls, you know ages of all of them. Well, let's sit down with the rest of the girls and let us tell you the ages. "Okay," she said. When we all sat down in the living room, I said, "Hey girls, April said that she knows all the ages of the month." "Really? You do? What age is June? Because I want to know what age she is." "Well, I want to know what age December is, since she's the last month. Is she older or is she younger?" Girls quiet. I said you did not let me finish my sentence. "She knows the ages of the month girls between January to May." "Oh," they said. April said, "I'm going to tell you girls all the ages in the way the months are aligned. So starting with January, you are 16. February, you're 15. March, you're 14. I'm 13, she said, and let me guess, May is 12, right?" Yeah, that is what I thought. It was just counting down from 16 to 7 last, and then 2 people were 17 to 18, until I read the last age was 7, so May's 7 years old? Wait a minute, you're telling me that I have to fall in love with some girls that are way younger than me? Like 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7? Well, you don't have to marry them all, you know. You just have to love them, just like the rest of the girls. 3 days later, the whole thing blew over about the councilman attack. One night, I was sitting on the porch looking at the sky filled with stars. Then I heard someone coming. I turned around really fast. "Oh, it's just you, April," I said as I sat back down. "Hey, Warren, can I sit with you for a while?" she said. "Yeah, sure," I said. "Hey, Warren, can I ask you a question?" "Sure," I said. "You know, one day you're going to have to marry one of us." I looked at her. "Why? Isn't it my job just to get you girls off your fix?" "Well, yes, and we'll stay on Earth, but you know those girls have really deep feelings for you, Warren, and I just met you and I'm starting to fall for you. And the more the month goes come to the house, the harder it is going to be to sum it up to 1 month girl that you want to be with forever." "Yeah, well, I'm going to bed. Good night." "Good night," I said. As I sat outside, I thought I did not just want to marry one. Why can't I just have them all here and just keep them here as a family? There is no reason why I should just marry one and then they all have to leave. Well, I didn't have to worry until 8 months, so I should be fine. Well, that was chapter 6, so I hope you guys liked it.